Hello and welcome to another video. This one will focus on the midterm examination and hope to give you the information you need to prepare and then do the exams. And the first thing you'll notice if you go to our Moodle page is that I've added another icon and then some links to information about the exam. Clearly if you're watching this you would have found the video, and then this one is a link to information about the exam, basically what I'm telling you here in the written form. And of course you really want to have read this and thought about this before you begin the exam. Okay, now the exam is located, you'll find the exam in the appropriate week on our page, so we're close to week 7 here, and then the week after that, week 8, is exam week. And if you get to week 8 on the middle page, you'll notice very quickly that one thing I have posted is study guides. Now these study guides will help you with the key information for each of the units. And for example, if we click on the scientific revolution here, it's broken down nicely into things that you need to know, and this should really help you study. Of course, there's more study guides than topics we've covered so far, and so you want to be sure that you go in and pick and choose. But basically the midterm examination is on all the material weeks 1 through 7. So all this stuff is stuff that the midterm examinations will cover. Okay, so let's talk about the format of the exam, what you can expect to be doing when you do the exam. The first thing to say is that you do have the entire week in which to do the exam. So at any point in those 7 days you can do the exam. Now the exam itself is divided into 2 parts. As you can see, this is a fake one. This is not the real one. This is a test one. So if you see this, or you have seen this, then don't worry that it's garbage. It's just a practice one here to show you how it works. But as you can see, it's divided into 2 parts. The first part is a multiple choice examination in which you will have to answer 100 multiple choice questions and or true-false questions on the topics we've covered. And the second part is a short answer question in which you'll have to respond to 10 questions on the topics we've covered. Now the short answer questions will best be answered by about a paragraph or 2. So that's the kind of thing you should be looking for that. Okay, so the way that the multiple choice test works is, importantly, you have 3 attempts in the week to do this section. That really does mean that you can do it 3 times and I will record as your grade your highest score. Okay, now there is one caveat, which is that the 100 questions are drawn at random from my bank of questions, and I have several hundred questions in the system, so the chances of you having the exact same bunch of questions the second and third time are very slim. However, there's a very good chance you will get some repeat questions. But the point is that you can do this multiple choice section 3 times in the week. So clearly there's some interest in you starting early, and then maybe in your first attempt you have some sense of the areas of weakness and you can go back and study those particularly and then try again. Now the short answer section allows you to do it only once, just once. You do not have 3 attempts for the second part for the short answers. You can only do it once. So please be aware of that. It's very important. Okay, so let's assume that you are ready to do the exam, you've done some studying, and you would like to try the midterm part 1, the multiple choice. So I've logged on as a dummy student, so this is pretty much as you'll see it. So let me just go through a fake exam and you'll see what happens. So you click on the obviously the link that takes you to the exam. This dummy student has already done it twice, so this will be this dummy student's last attempt at the exam, and as you can see, the first time they got 25, the second time they got 75%, so clearly I'm hoping that this time I will do better. So here I go, reattempt the quiz. It tells me this is my I'm allowed 3 attempts and this is a new attempt. I say yes, start the attempt, and off it goes, hopefully. Yep, here we go. And This, when you do it, will have every single question on one page, so it's going to be a pretty long page, but here I've just given 4 sample questions. So let's just go through. I think this is the answer, I think that is the answer, I think this is the answer, and I think that is the answer. I go to next, and then it says, okay, answer saved. Do you want to submit it? You submit and finish. It gives you a warning saying that once you've done this, you cannot change them. You say submit and finish, and you are done. And it should take you straight away to your score. So this time I got 25%, got 1 out of the 4 right. And you can see which ones you missed and which ones you got correct. So that's useful. Okay? It's also useful because if this was my second attempt, or if this was my first attempt, I can go back in at any time. At any time when I'm re-reviewing or restudying, and I can see which questions I missed. So let me give you an example of how that looks. So I go down to the exam, I go to this, click on it, and it says you can review. So let's assume I had not just done this third attempt, I had these first 2 attempts as we saw. I can review and say, well, I wonder what I missed, what am I learning very well, what I need to refocus on, and it tells me, so I know what to study on. Okay, so let's talk about part 2 of your midterm exams, the short answer questions. It's pretty straightforward. As I say, you have only 1 attempt for this, so make sure that you have have your material ready and you think you're ready to go. And once you do, you simply go down to the exam and you click on it, and it will start. Tell you this, and then you go attempt quiz. So you attempt the quiz, start the attempt, and the questions are, as I say, all on the page. So these are questions which you have to type your response to, and you have no time limit. There's no time limit, so you can take your time over this. You can take as long as you need. It's also the case, as with the multiple choice, you can use any resource you like. So you can use your book, your notes, any of the things that I've posted, the videos, the internet, whatever you like. So okay, you start writing, blah 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 blah, and this will be obviously your wonderful answer, and similarly to this one. And as I say, there'll be 10 of these, so you go through and do all 10, and once you finish that they are as you want them, you click on the next. It'll again, like the multiple choice, warn you that they've been submitted, and you go yes, want to submit, and you've finished. Okay, now obviously I've got to grade these, so when you first do it, it'll say not graded, not graded. Okay, but later when you go back in, once I graded them, you will get your grade and some comments. So let's fast forward to that. Okay, so let's assume now that I've had time to grade your short answer part of the midterm exam. Once you know that's been the case, you can scroll down to the exam week. Here it is. And then when you click on the midterm part 2, you immediately see your grade. So this attempt got a low B. You can also review for specific feedback on each of the questions. So 1 through 10 this will be. Again, this is just a sample. I did 1 and 2, but there'll be 10 on the actual exam. And this is my comment, things that I thought, and this is the grade on each of the particular questions. Okay, so I think that basically covers midterm exams, and of course the same format will be in play for the final exam. And I should say at this point that the final exam is not cumulative. That is, after the break we have for the midterm and the paper, we'll start new material, and then the final exam will be only on that new material. So to wrap up this video, let me just stress the main things about the exam. Number 1, you have the whole week to do the exam. Number 2, the exam is divided into 2 parts. There is the multiple choice section, and then there is the short answer section. The multiple choice section comprises of 100 questions, and the short answer comprises of 10 questions. For the multiple choice section, you have 3 attempts, so 3 separate attempts to get the best score you can, but for the second part, the short answer, you have just one attempt. In both of these, you have no time limit. You can take as long as you like. It's also the case that you may use any resource you like while taking the exam. So yes, you may use your book, yes, you may use your notes, and yes, you may use the internet. So it's very much open notes. Okay, so any questions, of course, let me know. There may be some teething problems, there may not, but we shall, of course, see how it goes in a couple of weeks. So for now, good luck, and we'll check in with you again later.